Posthumously, September 20 marks what would have been the 81st birthday of Nigeria's former head of state, General Sani Abacha, a figure whose legacy continues to provoke deep reflection and controversy. Born in Kano in 1943, Abacha rose through the military ranks to become one of the most powerful and controversial leaders in Nigeria's history. His regime, which lasted from 1993 to 1998, was characterized by authoritarian rule, repression of political dissents, and widespread corruption. Abacha's rise to power was swift after playing a key role in the coup that ousted President Shehu Shagari in 1983. Abacha was instrumental in the successive military regimes that followed by 1993, when General Ibrahim Babangida annulled Nigeria's presidential elections. Abacha took control of the government, promising to return the country to democracy. However, instead of fulfilling this promise, he established a military dictatorship, one marked by human rights abuses, the suppression of free speech, and the imprisonment of political opponents. One of the most infamous incidents of Abacha's rule was the execution of Ken Saro-Wiwa, an environmental activist and writer, alongside other Ogoni leaders in 1995. Their trial and subsequent execution were widely condemned internationally, drawing attention to the harshness of Abacha's regime. Beyond political repression, Abacha's rule was also defined by the massive embezzlement of public funds. According to the information available to the public, the looting of Nigeria's treasury under Abacha remains one of the largest corruption scandals in the nation's history. During his regime, vast sums of public funds, estimated between $3 billion and $6 billion, were siphoned off and hidden in foreign banks' accounts across Switzerland, Jersey Island, and other nations. Since Abacha's sudden death in 1998, Nigerian governments have worked tirelessly to recover these stolen assets. By 2023, around $4 billion in cash and $2 billion in assets had been repatriated. Significant recoveries were made under several administrations. In 1999, $750 million was recovered during the Abdulsalam Abubakar administration. Under President Olusegun Obasanjo, approximately $2.3 billion was recovered from various foreign accounts between 2002 and 2005. The Jonathan administration retrieved about $1.6 billion between 2012 and 2015, and the Buhari administration repatriated another $334 million. Despite these efforts, much of the looted funds remain unaccounted for, and the full extent of Abacha's financial plunder is still unknown. To some Nigerians, they are of the opinion that Abacha did not amass wealth or even loot for himself. They believe that he actually saved for Nigeria for the rainy day. Yes, a lot of recovery has been done, and some are asking questions. These recoveries, what have the funds been used for? What have the current government channeled these funds into? I mean, for every government that have been able to recover a certain amount from this looted fund, what project has this fund gone into?
What we read tends to be what we are going to believe, except some other evidences come to the fore which will disprove what is already there. But what is out there already was that there was a lot of loot. And it wasn't only Abacha that we've read that looted. So, even putting Abacha there, that did he loot, did he not loot, I don't know, it's neither here nor there. But what we have read was that he looted. Why should a leader even be, in quote, alleged to have been looting his own country? I think it's an indictment on leadership. Even if he did not loot, why should a leader, how can you point accusing fingers at the leader of a country that he looted? Someone said there's no smoke without fire. It's an indictment, and it has a lot to do with African leaders. We need to do better.
The day they killed Abacha, they rewind Nigeria back 25 years. Yeah, because Abacha died for Nigeria because he had his plan. Abacha was building. Abacha could have, if Abacha was alive till today, Nigeria, Dubai, you not compare Dubai to Nigeria. I tell you this. It's not like I'm listening to stories and doing all this. Yeah, because I fought for it. Yeah, many times they will get us arrested and all that. Because when Abacha died, I fought for it. Bamaye and all of them, even Mohammed Abacha and Mustafa, all of them. I fought for them. I go to Ikoyi prison to see them all the time to get statements from them. You understand? So, but the truth is, 99% of Nigerians don't even know where step to take.
The recovered funds is said to have been used to finance critical infrastructure projects as agreed upon with the countries that facilitated the repatriation. Abacha's looting remains a topic of public debate in Nigeria. Some claimed he may have hidden the money to protect it from other corrupt officials, but most believe his actions were driven by personal greed. The looting under his regime was emblematic of a broader culture of corruption that had taken root in Nigeria, particularly during the years of military rule. Other leaders, including Ibrahim Babangida, have also been implicated in large-scale theft, raising questions about accountability for Nigeria's lost wealth, such as the $12 billion oil windfall under Babangida's rule. The legacy of Sani Abacha is one of stark contrast. While his regime is remembered for his brutal suppression of opposition and rampant corruption, it also marked a period of regional stability as Nigeria played a role in peacekeeping missions in West Africa. Yet, internally, his government created an atmosphere of fear, distrust, and economic instability. Looking at the current situation of Nigeria, questions arise if citizens would prefer a comeback of such administration compared to what we have today.
I prefer military regime than a democracy, because why? I'm not saying that the military should take over. You understand? What I mean is that in those times, things are very, very cheap. Things are very, very cheap. We know that even under military itself, there are some corrupt, bad elements inside. But we did not feel it because that time, we have something to put on the table to give our family. Now many children, they are out of school because their parents could not afford their school fees. So it's a lot.
Military time, we have a discipline. All these politicians, they sit right, creating work, creating job without registrar. No work Nigerian. Now, they create many things under their self.
The unresolved questions about the full extent of the nation's looted funds, both during Abacha's regime and others, linger as reminders of the complex history of governance in the country. Today could have been the 81st birthday of Sani Abacha, but again, it is a moment to consider the broader impact of his rule upon the nation. Grace Komalafe, Suk News Television.